Usher recently opened up about the horrific encounter he had as a child with Diddy. I'm referring about the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases and sexual attacks against minors. Yes, you heard correctly. Imagine this then. The Grammy-winning phenomenon. Usher is mired in a web of legal disputes and controversies. And what do you know? New York Marine and General Insurance Company, his insurance provider, recently dropped a significant bombshell by declining to defend him against lawsuits alleging spread of herpes. It gets much more bizarre, so grab onto your chairs. Usher has made a bold statement, asserting that Diddy is the one who gave him herpes, so destroying his childhood. Is it really true? This one has an unbelievable amount of drama. Before we go into the specifics, let's take a quick look back. Usher has previously encountered negative attention from the media. Yes, he is no stranger to controversy, but this most recent revelation really tops them all. Here's the skinny, then. Usher has been accused by several people of purposefully exposing them to herpes. Yes, you did indeed hear that. Although this story is all too real, it feels like something from a soap opera. And just when you thought the situation couldn't get much weirder, Usher's insurance provider makes a daring effort to get involved. They are referring to exclusions in contracts to refuse coverage for cases in Georgia, California, and possibly other states. Who knows where else this story will lead? Court filings reveal that New York Marine is enforcing the law and accusing Usher of concealing a prior settlement in the 2012 complaint pertaining to herpes. Yes, it appears that they are delving into some very important fine print. Usher made a fruitless attempt to refute every accusation in this terrible circumstance. You cannot have herpes since you do not have it. Alternatively, you may argue that I couldn't have given it to you because I didn't sleep with you. He indicates this timetable, which is essentially the third best option, without selecting any of those two options. New York Marine is stating, hey, our policy expressly states that we do not provide coverage for an insured who intentionally conceals or misrepresents any material fact or circumstance. This is directly taken from the court documents. That must sting a lot. But there's still more. Usher is said to have never disclosed it, that he paid an astounding $1.1 million to settle a previous case in 2012 about the same herpes issue. Talk about a shocking admission. And just when you thought there was no more depth to the story, Usher unleashes another surprise. This is when things become very chaotic and out of control, so get ready. Claiming that Diddy gave him herpes and destroyed his upbringing, he is blaming none other than Diddy. Really, who anticipated that? Usher isn't holding back in a statement that's shaking up the entertainment industry. Claiming that Diddy's activities destroyed his youth and cast a cloud over his life, he is calling it a mockery of justice. I mean, how about dropping a bombshell? Folks, the drama doesn't end there. Unfortunately, it's only getting started. As the situation intensifies, Usher is thrust into the center of intense public scrutiny and conjecture. It's not a nice sight, I can assure you of that. Usher is not receiving much favor from the public opinion court, as evidenced by the unprecedented levels of internet mockery. Usher finds himself squarely in the center of what seems to be the Wild West of the internet. And as if that weren't already enough, another bombshell is revealed. Usher's insurance provider is reiterating that they shouldn't have to pay anything on his account. As per the court filings in Los Angeles Superior Court, New York Marine is distancing itself from the entire affair, asserting that they are not obligated to provide legal support for the artist in his ongoing litigation or future ones. And to think of it, they're criticizing the policy, claiming that physical harm brought on by the spread of contagious diseases is exempt. Yes, indeed, what a legal blind spot. But there's still more. New York Marine is not holding back. They claim that Usher neglected to tell them about his purported herpes status, which would have added insult to injury. What is the ultimate outcome of all this? Okay? With lawsuits piling up left and right and accusations flying more quickly than you can say scandal, it appears that Usher's has a long road ahead of him. Who knows how this whole thing is going to turn out? Let's explore this complex web of drama in more detail now. It's like a soap drama unfolding in real life, I swear. So grab a seat and get ready for the most recent installment of the Usher story. Let's start by discussing the $20 million lawsuit that Laura Helm filed. Usher seemed to be able to finally exhale after 2 arduous years of court fights. The shocking news that the lawsuit has been formally settled was revealed by TMZ. Yes, you did hear me correctly. People, it feels like the end of an era. Let's go back a little to 2017, when all of this chaos first began. The shocking revelation came from Laura Helm, who claimed that Usher had given her the herpes virus during, well, intimate moments. And how messy did things get? Citing mental distress and all that jazz, she increased her demand from her original $10 million to an astounding $20 million. But hey, what do you know? Helm made the decision to pull over and quit after all the legal back and forth. Yes, she filed for dismissal earlier this week, claiming that she and Usher had reached a friendly agreement. And here's the thing, there is prejudice involved, so it's essentially a done deal. No turning back, no reopening of cases, nothing. I'm sure you're now curious about the juicy specifics of the settlement. I'm sorry to break your bubble, but Mom has the final say on that matter. Usher and Helm are both being silent about the entire situation. Who can really blame them, though? I mean, a $20 million lawsuit settlement is not something that happens every day. But there's still more. Do you recall when Usher and his spouse, Grace Miguel, declared their separation in 2018? Indeed, that is akin to fanning the flames. Following 2 years of union, they decided to part ways. However, at least they maintained a sophisticated demeanor by releasing a joint statement reaffirming their friendship and support for one another. Now that's how you mature people, and just when you believed there was no more craziness to come, there were rumors going around regarding a herpes outbreak at Coachella and Stagecoach in 2019. I mean, what a twist in the story. Hold on though, because representatives of the Riverside County Department of Public Health have intervened to correct the record. As it happens, it was all a bunch of bullshit. Folks, there hasn't been a rise in herpes outbreak reports. Closed case? Let's go back to the main query that's on everyone's mind, though. Did Diddy actually give Usher herpes? In other words, it's not completely impossible, right? Especially in light of Diddy's, colorful past. The man has a long history of being accused of sexual assault. Who knows what's really going on in private then? What will happen to Usher next? Isn't that the question of the century? All eyes are on him now that his own lawsuit has finally been resolved and the dust has begun to settle. After all that's happened, is he really going to go after Diddy? We're all waiting to see what move he's going to make next, like in a game of legal chess. You would think that Usher would want to take a break, unwind, and move on from all of this nonsense after enduring his own legal problems for what seems like forever. Who could blame him after all? Taking legal action and accusations seriously and central cannot be simple. However, Usher is not one to back down from a fight, particularly if he believes that he has been wronged. It's anyone's guess as to whether he will file charges against Diddy at this point. We've seen this kind of thing happen before, after all. Years of time and money can be wasted on protracted legal disputes, not to mention the toll they take on a person's mental and emotional health. Stranger things have, however, occurred in the realm of celebrity feuds. And if there's one thing we've learned it from watching Usher work through all of this, it's that, regardless of how complicated things get, he never backs down from speaking the truth. That's all there is to it, people. The fast-paced narrative involving Usher, Diddy, and the intricate network of drama that has gripped us all. It's been an exciting journey from beginning to end, filled with everything from startling accusations to court battles and all in between. We are left with unanswered questions. Will Usher pursue Diddy for justice? Time will tell if he comes out stronger than before and is prepared to take back his rightful place in the spotlight. So be sure to tune in until the next episode is revealed.